on 3 days' notice against a high-level local fighter, which, I mean, hats off to the guy for that kind of confidence to take a fight on such short notice against a high-level fighter. Two good fighters. Lauzon 8-0 as a professional. I believe he's 10-2 overall, and Masvidal at 5-1 with his only loss coming a couple weeks ago on a fight card in Georgia in a highly controversial loss. The fight's currently under protest.
Really, decision, Dan?
Yeah, it was a decision that supposedly most of the people in the audience thought he dominated the fight, as did he in his corner. And I know they filed an appeal with the commission up there in Atlanta.
Lauzon looking for a Kimura here.
Lauzon has very slick jiu-jitsu.
I'm still thinking about how young this guy looks, how young they both look.
Man, like I said, Lauzon's 20 years old, and as is Masvidal.
They look like they got in trouble in high school and should be settled on this in the parking lot.
Well, funny that you say that. That's actually how Masvidal got into professional fighting. He says he was getting into a lot of trouble for fighting guys in the street and heard that he could do it legally and actually get paid to do so. So he found the Freestyle Fighting Academy down in Miami. He's been training for, I believe, 2 years down there. Lauzon's only been training for 3.5 years in his own right. So two young guys, which is fairly amazing to see guys that young. Nice takedown by Masvidal on the main event of a show. Masvidal looking for the Kimura.
No, Lauzon looking for the Kimura.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Masvidal seems to be the stronger of the two, but
I believe.
But I heard a lot of good things about Lauzon.
Oh, he's out.
He's out.
Oh no, he's not out. Replaced his position. Oh, you know what? He's going to get a warning for slamming on the head. I believe he's going to get a warning for dropping his opponent flat on the head. I think Lauzon would be very smart to ask for a break here because I believe he was out for a moment.
He still looks a little dazed. I think he's still a little dazed.
I have never seen that called in a fight before.
In fairness to the ref, he dropped him right on his head, not intentionally, but he landed straight on his head, and that is against the rules.
Well, let's see if Masvidal can capitalize now.
I'll tell you what. I think Lauzon was out. I think he woke right back up and didn't even ask for a restart. It's reminiscent of Suliev and Baroni when he was crushed with that knee.
Absolutely.
And when the ref asked him if he needed some time, he was like, hell no, let me at that guy, and came right back and knocked him out. Lauzon said, no, he's ready. Came right back, shot for a takedown. Wow.
Lauzon looking to pass the guard of Masvidal here. Masvidal's showing a little bit of a guard skill here.
Masvidal's got good jiu-jitsu.
He's a very well-rounded fighter. I'm also impressed by his stand-up. He throws nice, sharp, crisp punches. I would think that he'd want to keep this fight on his feet.
I would think so too. I think he certainly has the edge in the standing game. I give Lauzon a slight edge on the ground game, but Masvidal absolutely is well-versed.
Yeah, I don't give a lot of guys credit for their stand-up game, but Masvidal is one guy who I think throws nice, sharp punches.
Wow, curious guard pass attempt by Lauzon there.
Yeah, he stepped right over the leg.
Masvidal comes here, Lauzon comes here with a mass destruction and combat zone lightweight titles. So he's been in some main event fights before. So it's like looking for a footlock. Good defense by Masvidal. Freestyle Fighting Academy is pretty well known for their footlock. Oh, good right hand by Lauzon.
I think this is the fight we all expected.
Wow.
Lauzon looking for the takedown.
Good single leg shot from Lauzon. Very quick because he did that from a distance. And he's going to return the favor on the big takedown. Oh.
Nope. Masvidal says nothing, baby.
Almost looking for a sidewalk slam a la the big boss man of WWE history.
Wow, Masvidal unloading.
Tell you what, it's fortunate for Lauzon he's in those ropes.
Yeah, a couple of the bigger shots got blocked through the ropes.
Oh, Lauzon sits up and lands a left hand to Masvidal.
If I was Masvidal, I'd just stand this up. I tell you what, though, for a 12-year-old kid, Lauzon is one tough son of a bitch.
I'll tell you what, for somebody who took a fight on 5 days' notice, the main event against a tough local fighter, gets dropped on his head and was either close to get knocked out or was knocked out momentarily, to come back and not even ask for a break and just come right back to war. This kid is a tough son of a bitch at any age.
No kidding. I'm thinking about adopting him.
I thought you had me, man.
Hey, man. You show up that late to the fight to commentate. I'm not sure I want to.
Oh, nice reversal by Lauzon.
Nice.
Oh, and look at Masvidal going right to the footlock.
As I said before, the footlocks are a staple of Freestyle Fighting Academy. Lauzon responds by looking for a heel hook of his own. And needs some big right hands.
again, I think that's in those little exchanges. I think the strength of Masvidal is really what's determining, you know, him coming out on top of those exchanges.
I agree.
Run to Japan, Dean.
Well, if I had better management.
Masvidal with a nice crisp jab there.
Yeah, Lauzon coming back with some weak punches.
But you know, all he's looking to do is close the distance there.
Masvidal smiling at him.
Let's go, you first, you first. You first.
Lauzon jumps right to guard, thinking about a footlock.
I got to tell you, I'm digging Masvidal's due.
I wonder who did that.
I don't know, Dean.
I don't know, but for $5 a braid, you know, how much he looking at?
I know this is going to come off sounding pretty goofy on the DVD, but I'm digging Lauzon's balls in this fight. Jesus, I can't get over this kid taking this fight on this shorter notice against a guy this tough and getting through that first round and fighting like he fought and not asking for a couple of seconds to regain his bearings after that huge takedown, which the ref deemed to be illegal.
Let me tell you something, Dan. Nothing would surprise us about you envying a guy's balls.
Look down here, Dan.
Oh.
I figured I was going to get into trouble on that.
Yeah, you know it. You knew it. Masvidal needs to just stand this back up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't want to keep it on his feet. Maybe he does, but he's not really showing it.
Lauzon seems to be thinking about that same little reversal he had from the Kimura.
Masvidal's corner certainly should be telling him to stand this thing up.
Oh, good right hand from Masvidal.
But there's something Masvidal feels on the ground that, you know, I think he doesn't really, you know, I don't think he feels the strength of Lauzon on the floor. He just doesn't respect him.
And he seems to have a big reach advantage, which he's taken advantage of by throwing the punches from the guard. Lauzon thought about a triangle there earlier.
Masvidal with a big right.
That's it, keep that, stay there.
Masvidal looks a little bit like Miguel Cotto in his last fight, if anybody's seen that one. Guess not.
No, Dean. Yeah. That's it, Dean. Yeah, good analogy, Dean.
I'm going to have to play.
Way to go. Glad you jumped in with us.
I'll plead ignorance on that one.
You know how Dean is. He likes to make those little obscure references to show how, you know, the
how
depth
knowledgeable I am with some random
depth of knowledge he has.
All right, Lauzon securing that right arm. Masvidal finally getting it out. The action's slowing down here. I agree with you guys. I think Masvidal will think about just getting up.
Let's go, Georgie.
I'm really surprised the Avalon brothers have not stood him up here.
I'm surprised the ref hasn't thought about it. Oh, here Masvidal goes, right as we say that, throwing some heavy punches that landed.
But you know, he's landing them punches, but I don't think he's going to be able to do the damage as he would as if he was on his feet with them punches.
I agree. Body shots.
That was nice.
Keep it going.
All right, overwhelming Lauzon right now with punches. Man, good fight. Action has slowed down in the second round, but this is another exciting big shot from Masvidal. Very aggressive with his punches.
And Lauzon balls up.
Throwing wild punches. Lauzon looked for a second like he was going to turn to his stomach. I think the ref's going to stop this fight.
Too.
Here it is. It's over.
And that's a good...
Masvidal very composed. Wisniewski not afraid to stand, not afraid of the ground.
And neither one of these guys afraid to throw either.
Heavy leather by Masvidal. Nice jab. Very quick, very precise. And look how close they are. They get within 3 feet of each other. Look at that. So fast hand speed by Masvidal.
Both of them very comfortable standing right in the pocket. They want to be close enough to launch their weapons and obviously confident that they can deal with the weapons of the other individual.
Yeah, Keith's most dangerous weapon, I feel, is that clinch of his. Nice leg kick by Masvidal. Once Keith gets the clinch, that's where he starts to work his magic. He works his takedowns. He utilizes what I call the shoulder jab. And there it is. He's clinching the body of Masvidal.
Just as you were saying, perhaps that the hands entangled in the ropes, that is one thing that is not tolerated here in Bodog. You are not allowed to use the ring to your advantage at all. It's just an environment to fight in. So referee Troy Wall making sure that that's not a factor.
And Masvidal battles out of Wisniewski's clinch. And I'd like to see Masvidal pump that jab a little bit. He's quite an accomplished boxer.
It's funny that he's not using it more. He was very effective with it in the early going.
Oh, look at that. Quick jab to the body. Look how he springs off that back foot.
And perhaps taking advantage of a little lack of mobility that Wisniewski's going to have because of that injured knee.
Like we said, he tried to keep that a secret throughout this whole entire week. And Wisniewski just politely backs away, saying, hey, I'm not going to let you hit me.
The legendary wrestler Dan Gable, whenever he had any kind of a knee injury, he would wrap the opposite knee, knowing his opponent was going to attack it, as a way of trying to preserve the joint.
And look at Masvidal dancing, looking like Sugar Ray Leonard. Caught Wisniewski with a stiff arm jab just moments ago.
You can really tell Wisniewski's been through the wars. He looks very comfortable in there, even knowing that he's got an Achilles heel, or an Achilles knee in this case, but he's still pursuing. He's still pressing the action. He looks very relaxed.
He's got to keep the hands up. But Masvidal goes high with the right. Wisniewski clinches. He's trying to tie that leg up and get Masvidal to the ground. Got to be careful not to give the back up. Nice throw.
Big feet-to-back slam from Wisniewski, and now we'll see what he's got on the ground, but that is obviously what he was looking for all along, and we'll see if he can make use of this opportunity.
And look at that, trying to get a hook in. Masvidal rolls out, pushes off on the head.
Stop, freeze. Okay, move.
And Troy Wilde's going to bring him back to the center.
One more time, gentlemen.
And if you're seeing this for the first time, you wonder, hey, why is he stopping and why is he moving it back? It's to keep the action flowing and not let the fighters get entangled in the ropes. It prevents them from using their offense and defense. And he's got Wisniewski's arm trapped underneath, and now he breaks it free. And there you saw Wisniewski land one of those hard shoulder jabs, as I like to call them. They're short, but they do the trick, and they will take their toe.
Yeah, those shoulder shots are an excellent way of opening up opportunities to land punches or distract an opponent when you go for a submission. Wisniewski being very conscientious about not letting Masvidal squirm around, squirm free, get himself into an advantageous position where he can get back to his feet. This is exactly where Keith wants to be, and he doesn't want to give up the position.
Masvidal looks like he could go for a triangle, shoot that leg right through. Look at those hard shots from Masvidal, even from his back. Able to utilize that boxing. It's hard to get a solid shot. Now Wisniewski doing a little bit of ground and pound.
Tell you what, the legendary fighter Guy Mesger told me once, going for a triangle here that almost succeeded, but Wisniewski pulling back outside of it. Guy Mesger told me life is always better on top, and that applies to fighting. Even if you are the greatest fighter off your back in the world, it's still better to be on top, and Wisniewski obviously agrees with that philosophy.
One half of the Polish Connection, no pro wrestling pun intended, but that's his tag team with his brother in business together. They not only compete, but they also run their own fight show and gym. And now the two become entangled in the ropes. Wisniewski continuing to use that sprawl. And now it's Masvidal on top.
Wisniewski with one arm in the guillotine position, but he's going to have to close that and close his guard in order to be effective with it.
Now, one weapon in the early days of mixed martial arts that wasn't utilized was the underhooks. And nowadays you see fighters
ready to lay it on the line for that $50,000 prize for the Bodog Fight Champ as selected by the viewers. And of course for the spot on Team USA for the big USA versus Russia pay-per-view.
Oh, look at that quick jab. Picture perfect boxing out of Masvidal. He goes to the head, then he goes to the body. Look at that 1-2 combo. Wisniewski clinches.
Worked a knee in there really well too. Masvidal's coming out, I think, knowing that he might be behind on the judges' cards and wanting to turn the tide quickly.
Stop.
Yeah, we mentioned the $50,000 bonus. That's not a single prize. These fighters, in most cases, are making more money for their one single fight with Bodog than they've made in their last 3 or 4 or even 5 fights for other organizations. Bodog is making no bones about it. They're going after the best talent in the industry.
That's right. To get the premium, you have to pay the premium. And both Biff and Natalia have gone all over the world to find the best and given them significant financial incentive to come right here to Bodog Fight, which is going to be the premier organization in mixed martial arts.
And look at this. Wisniewski's got one hook in. If he gets the other in, it could be curtains for Masvidal. But he grabs that single leg. And now it may be Wisniewski. That's the bad knee. And he says, hey, I'm going to stand up and throw some 1-2s.
I'm not seeing that knee affecting Wisniewski at all. He's got incredible fighting spirit to be coming in here and fighting on all cylinders with a busted limb like that.
And here's where Masvidal wants to be. Oh, nice right hand connects to Wisniewski's head.
That's the handwork I was talking about. Masvidal needs to try to work that, try to force this into being a boxing match, because that's the place where he's been most dominant.
You're Justin Wisniewski saying take your time. And he's hoping for a right knee to the head if Wisniewski sees it. Now Masvidal switches, gives up his back, but it looks like he could be going for one of the arms of Wisniewski. A tough fight to call. Wisniewski seems to be edging out Masvidal on the ground, but Masvidal
defending well, but defensive fights don't impress the judges as much as constantly attacking, which is what Wisniewski's been doing. I see him making the more concerted effort to push the pace and to finish the fight.
I gotta say, I like the 1-2 combos, and he's even throwing the uppercuts. Masvidal just needs to break loose, get a little bit of distance. But in the same fact, I say get the distance. He's got to get in close to land those shots. Now Wisniewski slipping the hook in.
Now slipping the arm around for the choke. Masvidal has to keep his chin down. This is a very dangerous territory for him.
And once again, Masvidal grabs a single leg to neutralize it. He's falling out of the ring.
I want you to move. Stop. See? Okay.
And Troy is going to get a look. Say, okay, this is here, this is there. We're going to bring him in the middle and restart.
Exactly. Referee Troy Waugh does not want to give an unfair advantage to one fighter or the other by not having them in exactly the same position once they're restarted.
You know, it's like a football game. You know, the ball goes out of bounds. It's got to start where it was out at, not in a different position.
Yeah, and just as in a football game, a couple of inches difference can make a big difference.
And Wisniewski throwing a couple lefts. Now it's Masvidal once again grabs a single leg, but unsuccessful. And Wisniewski ends up on top again.
Wisniewski showing some really impressive wrestling skills with his takedown defense. Even though Masvidal is clearly the better striker, Wisniewski's managed to force this fight into his realm and make it a ground and pound battle. And right now, Masvidal looks to have no remedy for that.
And you got to think, this kid's been fighting since his mid-teens.
Yeah, a guy with the kind of experience of Wisniewski, you're just not going to surprise him. You're not going to show him anything he hasn't seen before or anything that's going to scare him.
Both of these guys very young. Now it's Masvidal on top. He needs to land the bombs, and he's doing so.
Big left, right to the jaw. Keith can't be taking too many more of those.
And one would think you don't want to be in the guard of Wisniewski, but when you can land shots like that and break some punches through, very, very good for a boxer.
And once again, with that injured knee, it may have drastically affected Wisniewski's ability within his guard and the ability to use it.
Block in and go. Let's just go. Go.
Both of these two very young, 22-year-old George Masvidal, 23-year-old. Third and final round. Keith Wisniewski, George Masvidal. Masvidal with the blue gloves, Wisniewski with the red.
You hear Justin Wisniewski imploring Keith not to let Masvidal rest, maybe seeing some fatigue in Masvidal's step, wanting his brother to push the pace and make sure that he finishes his fight.
And Masvidal connects with a leg kick with Wisniewski with a looping left hand. And in this game, it's not always about being textbook.
As the great trainer John Hackleman once said, any punch that's thrown and causes damage when it lands is a properly thrown punch.
And look at Masvidal with some 1-2, 1-2. Wisniewski smiles at him, says, hey, how about one back? And this is where you want to lay it on the line. Masvidal swinging wildly.
Wisniewski doesn't want to keep his hands down like that, but other than that, his boxing game's looking better right now than it has at any other point of the fight.
And look at those 2 jabs thrown by Masvidal. Oh, nice one, too, and Wisniewski comes back.
Neither one of these fighters given any quarter are taking anything off their opponent. Every punch is met by a counterpunch. These guys are going for it all.
Now I'd say, man, we've hit each other enough. Can we just dance a little bit? I gotta let me get some energy back, and I'm gonna hit you again. Wisniewski pressuring him up against the ropes and going to the back once again. Masvidal been able to neutralize him. Now he switches and pressures Wisniewski into the ropes. And now Wisniewski does the same right back to him.
This fight teeter-tottering back and forth. Neither fighter enjoying an advantage for very long at all. Although now that the fight's down on the ground, it may go in the favor of Wisniewski.
Drags him back towards the center. Both men. The longer the bout goes, the sweatier both men get. It's hard to get a clean submission in some cases. Now Wisniewski, if he gets that leg through and passes that guard, I will safely say he's clearly winning the entire fight. You see him utilizing the shoulder once again, smashing it down on the chin of Masvidal, but Masvidal completely gets his guard back and gets his legs into the defensive position.
If he's so inclined to escape the guard, that sweat that you referred to should be helping Wisniewski to get out of there. But right now he looks completely content to just sit within the guard and pick his spots to drop his fist down.
Yeah, the 2 were talking to each other a minute ago, smiling. That's like playing a game of checkers or whatever you want to play for fun. These guys are having fun, believe it or not.
Well, Keith more than Mr. Masvidal right now.
And Masvidal trying to stand up. And now he has a single leg of Keith Wisniewski. He's not been successful before. Will he get the takedown this time?
I'm very impressed with Wisniewski's takedown defense. That's obviously the product of years and years and years of intensive wrestling training.
And look at that. He's going to try the crossface and get distance to get his hips away. I would try to, oh, nice escape. And puts Wisniewski almost on his back. And now Masvidal's corner pressuring him, saying, you got to finish. You got to do something.
Yeah, at this point, the pressure really is on Masvidal to do something substantial. I think by hanging on and trying to stall the fight until it stood up, Wisniewski's using the fight to his advantage because I think he is far enough ahead on points he can get away with it. Masvidal's got to start dropping some bombs and make an impression.
And look at that, body shots followed by 3 or 4 head shots. And Wisniewski closes the gap again.
With 1 minute to go, the pressure is definitely on Masvidal. He's got to finish this fight. He cannot sit still any longer. If Wisniewski wants to hang on like a fruit bat, he's probably going to walk away with the victory.
Just as you say that, he closes the guard. And now he goes back to open guard, and it's closed again, saying, hey, I got this one. I'm going to ride this out.
As per all Bodog fight bouts, this is based on the world standard 10-point must system. And for more information on the complete MFC rules, be sure to log on to bodogfight.com.
Did you see Masvidal now trying to pour it on and land the bombs?
That's pretty much his only chance at winning this fight. Wisniewski defending well, and I think a good tactical decision, though he is going for a triangle choke right now, making that one last attempt to take this out of the judges' hands just in case they don't agree with you and I, Jeff.
Closing seconds of the final round. He has got to make a move, and I don't believe...
Jorge Masvidal.
Well,
3 rounds scheduled for 5 minutes each.
This is one I've really been looking forward to. One that matchmaker Miguel Edarate, I got to applaud him on this one.
Masvidal in the black trunks, Berger with the black and white trunks.
I expect a little feeling out process on the feet.
I think these guys have probably researched each other pretty well, and they respect one another's power. Good snappy jab from Berger.
Oh, nice shot to the body there. Not something I've seen Steve throw.
He's gone to Masvidal's chest twice.
Good hand work. I was talking about some other fighters on this show keeping their hands low. Berger keeping his right hand high whenever he throws his left, and vice versa, staying well protected.
Masvidal's the one who came in advertised with a great hand speed, but Berger was teaching him a thing or two here early on.
Oh, now it's Masvidal. Hard one to the body of Steve Berger. And this one's going to get interesting here in about 1 minute after these two get to know what the other one's going to do. And, oh, big exchange.
Starting off already. I really like Berger's combinations.
As we mentioned, won a Golden Gloves title. Knows what he's doing in there on his feet. Masvidal again with a shot to the body. And redness already down low and up high. And
Berger slipped up a little bit. Didn't get hit or anything.
And a 1-2 from Masvidal to the head of Berger.
Masvidal's got really fast hands, but you notice he slaps with his punches just a little bit, whereas Berger's putting them right up the middle. Excellent straight punch technique.
As I said, Berger has had some wars. I mean, don't let the record fool you. Oh, now Masvidal throwing a kick.
Oh,
now Berger. Yeah. And I've never seen Steve Berger, to my recollection, throw very many kicks at all.
Berger comes in, 18 wins and 14 losses against those, and so he's felt both ends of the stick.
You're right, Jeff. He's showing a lot of subtle improvements to his game. He's counter-punching better than I've ever seen him do.
And Masvidal's keeping that left hand down. That's something that worries me as far as seeing a fight. I know he's very, very confident. And there's why you don't want to keep that, or I'm sorry, did I say right hand or left hand down? Berger landed a good right hand.
Masvidal now starting to show the signs of a more confident fighter as he looks into the face of Steve Berger. He sees some results of his recent work, and redness on the forehead, on the nose, inside the left eye of Berger. And anytime you look at your opponent and you see the damage you've done, you take more confidence.
Berger wanted to say a quick hello to his fiance at home, Amy, and his new son, Landon, watching at home here on Bodog Fight.
Well, they do call this MMA mixed martial arts, but it's been a very strategic punching match so far here in the first round.
Oh, look at Berger pressing it forward.
Both fighters landing punches. Good exchange. Oh, Masvidal with a nice right-hand lead.
And like I said, Berger's known for his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but he does not mind mixing it up on the feet. Some of his better fights, entertainment-wise, Berger has stayed up on the feet. A little bit of blood trickling from the nose of Steve Berger.
You mentioned before his classic bout with Aaron Riley, and that played out pretty much like this fight's playing out right now for 3 solid rounds. Both of those guys are very adept grapplers, but they chose to stand and throw.
If I was one of the cornermen, I would try to get somebody to score a quick takedown at the end of this first round and try to steal a round, because thus far it's been fairly even.
Well, Masvidal now beginning to show his speed. And he got off a quick punch that Berger could not stop. Berger, again, is a good boxer, knows the defense, knows where it's coming from. But when you have a man with hands like Jorge Masvidal, it is tough to defend.
Berger's got a lot of scar tissue. I was in one of his fights where he just ended up taking a beating for, I believe, 5 rounds, and was just furious that they stopped the fight on.
Come back to St. Petersburg, Russia, and Bodog Fight in this welterweight battle. Jorge Masvidal in the black trunks taking on Steve Berger in the white and black trunks. And they had to clean up Berger between rounds, and Masvidal looked fairly fresh, and now they're back to what they did in round number 1.
Masvidal is kind of taunting him with some head movement now, just moving out of the way of some of those shots. Oh, look at that pumping of the jab there. 3 successions of jabs. Oh, Berger, nice left hand. It's going to be hard to keep up with these guys standing.
I like the way Berger keeps going up the middle on Masvidal. You know, Masvidal visibly taunting him now. But Masvidal's got to be getting a little bit frustrated because he's the one throwing the looping punches and getting caught by the straight ones coming up the pipe.
I'm wondering about Berger's vision now. He has been taking some shots to the eyes. He wiped some blood off his nose earlier, and now he's blinking his eyes like he's got some sweat or maybe some blood residual flowing into that. A good body shot by Masvidal, and now Berger goes inside to try to take him down. And down they go.
And this is where the blood could be a factor. That cut on the bridge of the nose could flow into the eyes of the guy who's on his back. And Masvidal is also, he trains with some of the best ground guys, as we said, the Avalon brothers out of Florida, two of the best ground guys in the game. And Masvidal with a couple of words to us here saying, hey, yeah. Said he does not want any controversy this time.
Yeah, referring to his previous victory over Keith Wisniewski in the Costa Rica team trials. There were a lot of people came away from that fight wondering if perhaps the decision should have gone the other way. So Masvidal, like a true fighter, wants to end this one decisively so nobody can try to take it away from him.
Well, they are working right in front of our broadcast position, and I know you guys have done in-ring interviews before, but never during a fight.
Outside the in-the-ring interviews, yeah, it's got to be a first here on Bodog Fight.
Oh, and now Masvidal starting to pound away at Berger. He gets up on top to try to get more leverage, more weight behind his punches, and jumps down and pouncing on Berger again.
Yeah, Berger's got to try to work those legs up high when Masvidal comes in like that. Masvidal very wise to the submissions and gets out of there very quickly.
Those were heavy, heavy hands and testament to the solid chin of Steve Berger, but excellent work to, like you said, elude the submission game of Steve Berger and score a lot of points and a lot of damage.
And now Masvidal covering up, not letting Berger score any points.
Much improved, gentlemen.
And Troy Wall threatening to bring these guys back up to their feet if they don't start moving. And you mentioned the blood on Steve Berger. It is starting to flow up.
Yeah, the cut on the bridge of the nose, when especially for a jiu-jitsu fighter who ends up on his back, it leaks in the eyes, hampers the vision. Not really a cut in a dangerous place. It's just being in a dangerous position that makes the cut worse. Look at Masvidal posture up when Berger would try to work his legs up high and potentially go for one of his submissions.
Masvidal is a supremely confident fighter right now. I think he feels he's got the quicker hands. He won the battle on the mat right there, and he's willing to take this fight anywhere that Berger wants to fight it.
And Masvidal was just visually taunting him, like you said, and I think it lured Berger in. Look at Masvidal looking spry. Catches Berger, twisted his head around with that punch.
Good vision by Masvidal, even on the attack by his opponent.
That's just it. It was Steve Berger doing the better counter striking in the early going, and now it looks like Masvidal is the better counter puncher at this stage.
And again, Berger slips a little bit. We saw him lose his balance in the first round, fell into the ropes.
Nice combination thrown by Berger. Goes to the body once again. Now it's Berger who's backing Masvidal up. Masvidal started off this round very, very strong. Now the two are smiling at each other.
Both on their toes, dancing around, as two boxers would do. Most of the fight has been spent on their feet, throwing some quick jabs, and now a shot attempt by Berger, but Masvidal counters.
Masvidal's legs out of the bottom of the ring.
He's certainly got the leverage. And right now, Berger just trying to stay out of trouble. And you see the bull-like George Masvidal is trying to drive his weight into Berger, and back on the feet they go. And a kick that time grabbed by Berger, and now Berger's got Masvidal.
And you'll see some nice guard work by Berger, but look at Masvidal closing off the head.
Right.
A lot of experience, 31, 12, and 1. Okay, that's Jorge Masvidal. Paul's talking about in the white trunks and the black. Yves Edwards from the Bahamas, living in Conroe, Texas. He's the southpaw. As the strike headed out there, taking it for the head of Edwards, but Masvidal falls short. Want to strike early. Again, reaching is Yves Edwards. Tries to get that left hand down the middle. Can't catch him. High kick. Blocked by Edwards. Good attempt by Masvidal.
Masvidal showing no respect to the striking game of Edwards at all, but Edwards taking that as an affront, and we definitely have a couple of guys that both want to assert their dominance on the feet.
Masvidal, I thought he gave him some sort of gang sign when he got clipped by the high kick. Remember, as Jeff said, Edwards is terrific with the knees and the kicks, and we've seen that so far. There he goes downstairs to the left knee of Masvidal, and on the inside of that left knee that time with the opposite foot.
I think Masvidal got clipped in the cup a little bit, and was telling Edwards to get him up, keep him up a little bit higher out of the cup area.
Nice block that time by Masvidal. Masvidal has that look on his face of total determination.
Both fighters doing well to keep their gloves up right now. Both of these guys are head kick artists, and I think if one guy gets caught napping with his hands down a little low, this fight could be over quick.
Masvidal lets that right hand fly. Yves able to duck underneath it. Lets fly with a left hand of his own, which falls short. Whistles past the nose of Masvidal. Now Masvidal tries to move in. There's a nice kick to the side that time by Masvidal. Southpaw is Edwards in the black trunks from the Bahamas, living in Conroe, Texas. Light left hand taken on the forehead, partially blocked by Edwards. Edwards takes the right hand on top of the forehead that time. Nice head movement, nice low kick by Masvidal. Both guys testing each other, both guys a lot of determination. Another nice kick on the low side. Jeff, you're right about the kicks by Edwards, he's terrific.
Yeah, he's just stunningly fast. He's very quick, very sudden. Masvidal is doing a great job because he's starting to check some of the kicks thrown by Yves Edwards.
And he's got nice hand speed himself, as Masvidal.
One thing I like about Edwards is the way he throws his combinations. He's got hands that are comparable to a journeyman pro boxer, and he mixes up his punches and kicks like very few guys in the MMA game. However, I give the power edge to Masvidal, and although he might not be landing as often, he's landing very solidly.
Yeah, he's landing the solid strikes with the hands. The kicks, of course, being landed by Edwards so far. We're in round number 1. This is scheduled for 3 rounds. These are 5-minute rounds, of course. We're in the Sovereign Bank Arena here in Trenton, New Jersey. Another kick by Edwards.
A good shot to the liver there, which is a beautiful place to hit your opponent. Very enervating, but Masvidal simply shrugging it up and throwing a vicious right hand to the body.
Masvidal, a former street thug who's, you know, a guy as much of a character as he's supposedly a bad character, but he's a great character to be around. Nice uppercut on the inside by Edwards.
You know, you call Masvidal a street thug. Don't forget, Yves Edwards crafted the discipline entitled Thug Jitsu.
Yeah, what's that all about, Paul? The Thug Jitsu, I do. Trying to figure out what that's about.
Well, I'll turn that over to Jeff because Jeff's been well acquainted with Yves for many years.
Well, he scientifically thugs people, sometimes knocking their teeth completely out on more than 1, 2, and I believe 3 or 4 occasions there's been some dental work done. Although not elective by Yves' opponent, he does it himself and randomly picks the teeth to take out.
Well, he went for the left-hand shot that time as he counted Masvidal's right hand down below. Yves Edwards actually started his interest in mixed martial arts in the Bahamas. He was a big fan of ninja and turned to mixed martial arts in the Bahamas. Now training in Conroe, Texas. All the striking game so far, both the hands and the feet. Nice combination. Paul, you talked about the combinations. There, the people get to see the combination of Masvidal.
Yeah, now Masvidal's starting to combine his punches, and I'll tell you what, more than one occasion he's gotten through that straight right to the body, and that is doing some damage. Edwards does not want to let too many more of those land.
There's a nice sneaky knee on the inside by Masvidal.
That was a sneaky kick to the, I heard some plastic rattle in there.
Is that what that noise was?
I think I may have heard some plastic crack. That was a solid shot. You know, we know it's entirely unintentional, and Edwards already shrugging it off.
Talking about the hand speed of Masvidal, this guy's a world-class fighter. He holds an AFC welterweight title, so this kid, in spite of the fact he's 10-2 and he's just had over 40 fights, this kid's a terrific fighter at just age 22. Masvidal goes for that lead, and right back comes Edwards throwing his combinations. Masvidal's a guy you wouldn't want to fight in the street. He gestures at you. He tries to intimidate you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he's very, very aggressive moving forward, but just in the last few seconds, we've seen Yves kind of having his number, counter-punching, beautifully sinking those tie kicks in super deep. But every time he does, Masvidal just beckoning him on and saying, give me more.
All right, here comes the bell to end round number 1. Taking on Yves Edwards, formerly of the Bahamas, living in Texas. You heard Jeff's analysis of the first round, fairly close, leaning towards Edwards. This is round 2, again scheduled for 3. In the white trunks is Jorge Masvidal from Miami. In the black is Yves Edwards.
Yeah, Yves, the technically superior stand-up fighter, but the thing about Jorge is when you hit him, it just makes him mad. So Yves maybe piling up the points, but now you see Jorge just wading in with a brutal right-legged body kick. This is definitely a fight where nobody has clearly pulled ahead up to this point.
You know, Masvidal should have improved leg kicks. He's been training with Castellanos, Eric the El Tigre, he calls himself down there in Florida, and he talked about his improvement. That time he took one right in the chest, a brutal knee to the chest.
Yeah, well, even though we see some, here we see, that's what's known as the power of Muay Thai, and it definitely worked for Masvidal. For the first time in this fight, they go to the mat with Edwards on his back.
This is round 2, has him in the guard. Now let's see if Masvidal can dish out any damage from this position. Edwards trying to hold him tight so Masvidal can't get his hands free. Now the leg comes up, Paul.
Yeah, you saw for a second there Edwards trying to pull his leg up behind Masvidal's head, which would potentially open up a possibility of a triangle choke. And one thing about Edwards, very adept with his guard. This guy has rubber joints, and by no means is he in a helpless position right now.
Well, you see him try to hold him close to eliminate as much damage as possible, trying to spin that shoulder, get this guy away from him. So right away, Masvidal goes to blasting the left side of the rib cage. And right back comes Edwards. Now here's Masvidal trying a little ground and pound there, trying to create distance. And now they get back up to their feet. Good job by Yves Edwards, and the crowd reacts.
There's a slight, small cut on Yves Edwards' right eye. It's good that he stood up because that could have leaked in his eye when he was on his back. I thought Masvidal was bleeding, but it's clearly Yves Edwards now.
So by the right eye, as Jeff picks it up, is Yves Edwards' cut. We'll see how serious it is. That's Edwards facing you. Masvidal with his back to you. Masvidal in white in the black trunks is Edwards.
And even though he's a young man, you see the seasoning of Edwards waiting until he saw the right opening before opening up with a horrendous flurry of strikes.
Great right hand lead by Masvidal, trying to get back on top of that cut by the right eye of Edwards. Edwards dances around, circles to his left, lets fly with his left hand, falls short. Masvidal right back, tries to grab him, but Edwards able to create a little bit of distance and keep him away.
I can see Edwards landing more and with the technically more precise strikes, but Masvidal possibly doing more damage most of the time. He's just a bigger, stronger guy.
North America, hope you're enjoying it. Michael Chiavello and Guy Mezger with your inside Senko Grill 11. Kitaoka and Jorge Masvidal. Kitaoka -160, Masvidal a +130 with the bookmakers. Early attempt for a guillotine here from Masvidal, the Cuban street fighter. We saw a bit of Kimbo Slice-esque footage earlier on in the pre-fight video for Jorge Masvidal. Training out of American Top Team, Coconut Creek, Florida. Kitaoka looking very relaxed so far here in the first round.
Well, this is where he likes to be. Yeah, this is where he likes to be. He likes to work it. What he needs to do is he needs to work Masvidal's back off the ropes. Get it flat on the ground.
Kitaoka is going to look for that right arm of Masvidal. A powerfully built little man is Satoru Kitaoka. An absolute ball of muscle, huge legs on him. Look at the size of his thighs.
Now, I think because of his height, though, he should actually go down to the featherweight division. You know, he's just a little too short, a little too small for the lightweight division. He's going to go for that leg lock.
Kitaoka trying to finish here in the first round, and Masvidal pounding his way out. Kitaoka wearing some shots to the jawline here as he tries to put this submission on Jorge Masvidal.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
Look at those long arms raining down the punches to the jawline. Does Kitaoka... Masvidal's relaxed here.
It hurts though. Masvidal is in pain.
Oh, he's turning!
He's got the heel.
Trying for a heel hook. And Masvidal again with those long arms is able to score to the jawline with the strikes. He resets this Kitaoka. Masvidal spins out. Kitaoka goes back after that leg, but he's taking punishment. The Cuban's hitting him like a piñata. Still locked onto that single leg is Kitaoka. Short knee from Masvidal. Kitaoka, just like a rabid pit bull, won't give up on that leg. And now he lets go of it.
That was an interesting kind of takedown attempt there, rolling underneath him like that. It worked.
Kitaoka, who paid credit to Masvidal, saying Masvidal is the toughest foreign lightweight fighter in Sengoku. Masvidal, who called him an Oompa Loompa.
You know, same kind of respect. And see, Cuba Oompa Loompas are actually held in high regard. Little known fact.
Short popping left hand there from Masvidal. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first round, set for 3 by 5. A lot of instructions coming from Masvidal's corner.
He had kind of a neck crank, kind of working, using it to kind of pry him off. Didn't really work though.
Masvidal, who's beaten Joe Lauzon and Yves Edwards, losses to Rafael Assunção.
Oh, good knee.
Oh, the high kick! And Kitaoka tries to catch the kicking leg. Already you can see Kitaoka breathing heavily through his mouth. Maybe that cardio is coming into play now. Masvidal raining down the punches. Kitaoka could be in some trouble.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble.
Masvidal has his back. Still 55 seconds remaining in the first round. And it's all Jorge Masvidal. Up kick from Kitaoka.
Yeah, I just think Kitaoka is taking too many shots. He gets tired out because his...
Kitaoka not having enough options in his game plan here in the first round. Masvidal's going to try and choke him.
He's got a pretty good choke on there.
Kitaoka rolls out onto his back and side control for Jorge Masvidal. 15 seconds on the clock in the first round. Been a good first round for the Cuban. It will go down. Ooh, Masvidal just drilled.
Pull something out here. He's got to go for a quick submission. He's got to go for something fast here.
Ooh, double leg, and from Kitaoka gets the
took a knee coming in now. Can't leave his head right there. It doesn't, you know, he can't do anything. Jorge's doing a good job. He needs to stand up from here. He needs to get his back up. Oh.
Pops out. Kitaoka 14 career wins via submission. Masvidal 9 wins via KO or TKO.
He needs to try to work. He's got that head up there. He needs to work that knee into his head. He got right there, you know, but he's going to be thinking about going for the ankle lock. He needs to start working.
No, la pierna adentro, la pierna adentro, la pierna adentro. La mano dentro.
And through the ropes here on Jorge Masvidal. Now the referee moves in. And moves him
wow, they stood him back up.
Overhand right from Kitaoka. Sprawl from Masvidal as Kitaoka shot in. Now gets the takedown. He's moved into a choke position again. Every time, Guy, every time.
Yeah. He was a little lazy on that one time he got out. He's going for the toe hold. eat shots here. Got to go for a reverse heel hook. You get the reverse heel hook if he doesn't get his face pounded first.
Masvidal spins out. Nicely done from the Cuban and drives a knee. Here comes the ground and pound. Jorge Masvidal on a demolition mission here in the second round. Great work from Masvidal, guy.
Yeah, he looked like he was in trouble because he could have got that reverse heel hook, or it's called an inside heel hook. Also, and it's very painful. It doesn't break the ankle, it tears the knee out. And but he slipped out of it. He did a good job. He kept moving, and he keeps punishing. Everything he throws a punishment within his mind. He's doing a good job.
Look at Kitaoka gasping for air like a fish out of water. And we've still got a long way to go in this second stanza. Locking up the left arm of Masvidal. Closes the guard now, does Kitaoka. Opens it up again. It has been Masvidal's fight so far. Kitaoka has had the submission attempts, but Masvidal has just outworked him, outstruck him. Some palm heel strikes there from Kitaoka.
Not even like palm heel strikes, more like he's patting him on the side of the head, but not even like anything on him.
Maybe enough kick. And referee says, back to your feet, Satoru. And again, Masvidal goes to work. Oh, big right hand! It's good night, Irene!
I'm going to triple-double overtime.
Oh, that's right. We are underway. Paul Daley and Jorge Masvidal. Daley just misses with a wicked hook. Daley in the white shorts. Masvidal in the red.
Going to the body right away. Hey, big loop over there. Up. Good stiff jabs there to the body. Most of the time it's a setup for straight to the right, to the head.
This is Daley. Daley will want to keep this standing up the entire time. Nice body shot there.
That's my favorite combination. Left it to the head and then the liver shot.
Looks like Masvidal's still on weight and Daley put on about 20.
Yeah. Oh, somebody lost the mouthpiece, right? Or what is it? Something, it's a tape.
Looks like some tape. Referee Jerry Hatley all over it, letting the fight continue. You know, Paul Daley wants to come in here after being cut by the UFC for the strange situation. He slips down. Really wants to come in here, establish himself.
Left hook there.
As I said, this is a guy who is close to a title fight in the promotion. Has a great opportunity here in sharp fights. But again, you got to wonder where his head is. He's always missing weight. We saw it up at the MFC in Edmonton.
Right, and I would say that's more of the problem, you know, with the UFC, not wanting him rather than him cheap shotting, you know.
It's a lot of issues there.
You can't have a fighter if you can't make weight. So he is no value.
Great point. Masvidal grabs the leg, goes for a single leg takedown, complaining about a poke to the eye. Referee call time. Takes a look and restarts him.
Should have taken a little bit more time than that, you know.
Daley picks up right where he left off, moving forward. High kick by Daley.
Masvidal still has to pull the trigger, right?
No.
He's not.
Another one of my favorite combinations.
He's got a problem with his left foot, you know. Not got a problem with that right eye.
Really stalking him, staying right outside his reach. Perfect distance, he's in and out.
moving beautifully, just misses with the right hook. Again.
Oh, there he connected.
Low kick there by Masvidal, and some type of crazy head kick by Paul Daley. What do you call that one?
Steven Seagal did that kick, only he was on a wire.
Masvidal, nice
and
shot.
It broke the wire.
Yeah, a little too heavy.
Goes in for a single leg takedown and gets it.
Very smart. He was just baiting him. Let him come, let him come. And wait, and there's the shot.
Smart fighter.
Nice elbow by Masvidal. Don't expect him to keep the fight on the ground too much, boss. He's only got one submission victory. As we approach 1 minute left here in round one.
But still, you want to stand with Semtex, right? I mean,
great point.
Play it smart. Because everything he lost is on the ground. Pretty much.
Daley just misses with that hook. High kick blocked.
Good reflexes by Daley.
Daley just keeps moving forward. Seems to be.
You know, this is the least amount of action we've had all night, too.
30 seconds to go in round one. Daley pushes Masvidal up against the cage. Knee to the body, not much damage.
Shot, upcut, hook. Nice.
Caught him in that floating rib, you know.
Again, Daley just missing. A couple knees attempted by him is the question. Round number 2 in the welterweight division. Sharp fights 13. Paul Daley and Jorge Masvidal. And Daley has been getting close with those hooks. Will he be able to land one of those in the second? Misses.
Yeah, and he saw right away that it was going to miss target, and he was already pulling it. You see, he's got good control.
It was like Jorge has Paul Daley's, playbook. He knows what he's going to do before he does it.
Yeah, and he's firing back some good shots now.
Masvidal's a veteran guy. This isn't his first rodeo. Takes a shot.
Daley should load up that liver shot a little bit more. You're going to get time enough. As long as you keep your eyes on the target in the face. It'll make them think that it's another left hook to the head. Ow.
That hurt. High kick. That hurt.
Yeah, that hurt your own foot on the elbow. Not now, but he will feel that later.
Masvidal catches Daley's kick attempt and takes him to the mat. See what he can do from this position. Half guard.
Nice ass shot.
He carries ass out of the way when you see the fight.
Easy, boys.
Butt shot.
Remember that old Big John? Every fight, man, he'd block out the screen for at least 5 seconds.
That's why they call him Big John. Knee there by Masvidal as he pushes Daley up against the cage. Two fighters break.
Yeah, the whole screen would go black.
And takedown again by Masvidal.
Well, they're getting halfway down the fight, guys. Straight to the middle.
So he's using his head to control Daley. He's driving his...
Huh? He should left.
He's driving his head. Just using his head, pinching Daley's face right up against the fence.
Great insight there as the two locked up against the cage. Coming up on 2 minutes left here, round number 2.
This is the time, the moment that the referee has to step in and say, you know what? Break.
Masvidal grabbing the leg, trying for the single leg takedown. Nice defense there by Daley.
Can he keep it? Masvidal already moved to the side.
And a knee to the body. Daley continues to try those high kicks, just can't find the range.
Yeah, I would go for the body.
Masvidal's got a good position. You know, he's got his elbows in tight, covering his liver.
Paul Daley came into this fight a huge favorite. Masvidal, another takedown.
Nice job.
That was an easy one.
Yep.
Paul Daley was a 5-1 favorite in this fight. Not much respect for gamebred Jorge Masvidal.
Triangle, try. Like Daley is looking for a triangle. Looks like he's controlling his arm. He's going to push it and put his leg around him. No.
Under a minute to go here in the second round. Don Fry, Boss Root, and Ron Kruk here. Shark Fights 13 from Amarillo, Texas. Glad you could be a part of the promotion's first ever pay-per-view broadcast.
Which one are you?
Go ahead and say it, the good-looking one.
What's the second one, I think, as he said.
Which one am I?
One with raspy voice.
Sexy voice. Ooh.
Some people might say that, not me.
Hello, my name is Juan Diego, who killed my father.
And nice. A good stand-up.
I think so, too. Tuck, tuck, tuck.
Perry Hatley, a veteran referee, been doing it forever. 10 seconds to go here in round number 2. And that matchup between Semtex, Paul Daley, and gamebred Jorge Masvidal. You wonder if Daley's got a little sense of urgency now to really find that range and land some blows.
I think Jorge's safe as long as he doesn't turn his back.
He's doing really good. I mean, he's been in a shooting range the whole time, but he doesn't get hit.
No, continues to move and just stay out of the range again. Jab there by Daley. Misses the shot to the body. Left sneaks through. Straight there by Masvidal.
He's got great boxing skills.
Yeah.
He throws that overhand right.
It's an overhand right landed, too.
Sticks that straight jab in there, perfect.
And here it goes again.
Now can Daley do anything about it? Masvidal goes for another takedown and gets it right into guard.
And he might win the fight like this.
It's like that extra 3/4 of pounds really weighing him down.
Yeah, in this particular case, right?
Was that the difference in the fights? No.
Yeah, Masvidal's holding that left leg, which is very important. Otherwise, you get.
Yeah, Daley looks confused.
Pull it out. Yep.
Masvidal happy to keep it on the ground at this point.
Right. He's confused, looking for a referee for a tag. You know? Hey, bring us up. Look. If I was Masvidal, I'd come up and hit him, hit him with a headbutt. Sorry.
Oops.
Well, clearly Paul Daley is getting frustrated.
Yeah, and he should. Almost, 2.5 minutes. That's a good combo. He needs to do it again. Masvidal needs another takedown, and they can seal the deal here.
I agree, boss.
Then again, he doesn't do. That's a really nice one. That's a single low kick, what I said, the whole height.
And Masvidal with the low kick. Daley to the body.
Well, Masvidal moves to that side, so he closed the distance on that one.
I tell you, man, Masvidal is just a smart fighter.
He is.
Yeah.
He
You can see that.
outsmarted Daley the whole fight.
It's frustrated him. Never let him find his range. 2 minutes to go in the third.
And he's just moving the head just a fraction of an inch, and it's making Dilly miss.
Well, Paul Daley, as we said, was close to a UFC title shot in the welterweight division. You wonder,
and now you see
what's going to go on with him after this fight. If Masvidal can pull off the victory, is this the biggest win of his career?
Yeah, plus now you see that there's a lot of talent outside the UFC, right?
Yeah. Well, without a doubt, especially in the welterweight division. But
well, what Masvidal is doing wrong is he's relying too much on being a counter puncher. You know, he needs to step forward, be a little bit more aggressive, and he can steal this fight.
And he takes him down with a single leg. Back up, though, is Daley quickly, who lands, and now is dropping bombs. Can Paul Daley finish this?
Can he do it now?
Masvidal doesn't look hurt.
No,
I would have never done this if I was Daley. I would have kept on him like that, because this hasn't been successful for him the whole fight.
Well, he got a jab in.
He's got to pull the trigger.
Right straight.
Now he's connected.
30 seconds to go.
Well, he better hurry up if he wants to win this fight, I think.
Can he drop the bomb? Straight get through again.
Man, turn the tide, man.
Wants to take down of his own. Then again, Paul Daley has been all night been pushing, and Masvidal with the takedowns didn't do anything. So got to get counter takedowns.
10 seconds left. Paul Daley